A row has broken out over the revoked electoral bill. It was launched yesterday. The bill is due to be delivered by President Muhammadu Buhari today for his assent. But governors, especially those of the All Progressive Congress APC, are leading the opposition to the revoked bill. It was gathered that they will mount pressure on the president to withhold his assent until two clauses are amended or adopted. The clauses in contention are resignation by appointed political office holders, including ministers, commissioners, and others before 2023 election primaries, and the unworkable consensus option in picking candidates by political parties. It is rampant for appointed political office holders to remain in office while contesting in their party's primaries. The Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice has also been uncomfortable with the re-amended bill. A correspondent learned that the governors and some ministers were not happy with what they termed as alleged too dangerous clauses in the re-amended bill on an Electoral Act. The clauses include a provision for consensus and another which makes it mandatory for all political office holders to resign if they want to contest for any elective post in 2023. A source who spoke in confidence said it might be a battle of the fittest by the governors and the National Assembly this week. The source said the two groups have resolved to take the battle to the president, who will ultimately decide. The source said the National Assembly has inserted two new clauses on consensus and resignation by all political office holders before contesting for the 2023 poll. While the senators and members of the House of Representatives agreed on consensus, they recommended that before a consensus candidate can emerge, all contestants must sign a written agreement that they have consented to the adoption of such an aspirant. They inserted in the re-amended bill that if one of the contestants is dissenting, no one can become a consensus candidate. Instead, all the contestants will either go for direct or indirect primary election. The senators and representatives put the difficult clause on consensus to stop the governors from imposing any anointed aspirants. The governors can no longer walk to the answer. It was a subtle way of paying back the governors for rejecting direct primary. The lawmakers were unhappy with the way the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Abubakar Malami San, the APC Caretaker Committee, and the governors swayed the president to change his mind on direct primary. The lawmakers said for a long time consensus has been in the party's constitution, but it has been observed in the breach. Now they decided to make it a law. Asked why the lawmakers opted for a tough clause on consensus, the source added, due to imposition by governors, 70% to 80% of the lawmakers at the state and federal levels do not return to legislative chambers. They were more pained that those popular with the electorate were often denied tickets by governors. They are out to checkmate the governors at all costs. Another source hinted that a clause to make all political office holders resign before contesting in 2023 will hurt the governors, some party leaders, and ministers aspiring to seek presidential, governorship, and National Assembly tickets. According to the resignation clause in the re-amended bill, all political office holders at the state and federal level are expected to resign before the primary election for any elective office they are seeking. The Office of the Attorney General of the Federation feels if this clause or caveat is allowed in the Electoral Act, it will be discriminatory. And it is being speculated that the Attorney General of the Federation is nursing an ambition to be the next governor of Kebbi State. Perhaps the Attorney General of the Federation and other ministers are being targeted to leave the cabinet. The intra-politics in APC is affecting the passage of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill into law. The source added, governors, ministers, APC members holding various offices, and party leaders believe that there was no precedent for such a law in Nigeria. They claim that resignation is only applicable when an office holder has secured the ticket at a primary election for any elective office. They see the lawmakers as inserting a backdoor method to compel ministers with aspirations to quit office. But senators and representatives do not want those in office, either as ministers, commissioners, and board members, to use state resources to pursue their ambitions. It was gathered that the president is not left to take a final decision on the Electoral Act. Another source said the governors and ministers are ganging up to prevail on the president not to sign the new bill on amendments to the Electoral Act. The APC governors, who are the majority, have secured an appointment to meet with the president during the week. 2023 politics, of course, is all what is informing all of this. This amendment bill has been going on and on. It was even last year, it was meant to be signed into law, but the president withheld assent, and representatives, they went on holiday. They resumed this year, and it's been back and forth. Finally, at some point, the bill was accepted, but right now they are talking about a reamendment. And the two clauses that have been placed there is that all office holders should resign before the 2023 election. They should resign. But politics in Nigeria is a game of interest. And APC, they're the ruling party currently. They are fighting tooth and nail to ensure that whichever way this bill goes, it will favor them, because they've lost the support of Nigerians. Nigerians don't want to support APC anymore because of the sort of hardship that the party has brought on Nigerians. What's left for the party is to use all means possible during the election and through the amendment, the electoral bill, to see that they get an upper hand. Their first fight initially was that there will be no transmission of electronic results. No transmission, because if there's no transmission of electronic results, then they can manipulate data, they can manipulate figures. Now, this resignation, Abubakar Malami, his name has been coming up, he's been popping up a lot, that he's nursing an ambition to become the next governor of Kebbi State. And the speculations right now is that he's one of the targets. That is why they want all office holders right now to resign. They should resign, then pursue their ambition, pursue it. But in all of this, I don't think what these politicians are doing, they're not even putting the people first. It's not about the people. If it's democracy, it has to be all about the people. But personal interest is just informing everything they do. And it's been gathered that some APC governors and also some bigwigs, they are planning a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari. They've already secured an appointment to meet with the president during the week to ensure that the the National Assembly sways this electoral bill in their favor. Well, guys, we'll see how all of this plays out. Leave us your take. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again on more updates. Bye.